Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another OrCAD X how-to video. My name is Adam, and in this video, we are going to look at how you can use the third-party libraries to very quickly get some footprints into your design, and then any small changes that you might need to make to those footprints in order to make them compatible with your libraries. Now, when you are working in OrCAD X, you of course have access to the third-party libraries. Now, the third-party libraries are a great tool for searching parts either on the go, or if maybe you need to find a part that is pretty complex, and rather than creating it from scratch, you just want to make some modifications to it. So for example, if you have certain mechanical layers which you use and you need information on those layers, rather than recreating the part from scratch, you just need to make sure that that information gets added to that footprint. So how do we do that? Well, the easiest way is to simply search the component which you're going to make in any of these three third-party library providers, and then simply do a right-click, add to library. Now, we don't actually need to keep this component in our library once we're done, but by adding it to the library, and as you can see here in the center of the screen, we're actually downloading the component. And not just the component information, but if we look on the right side here, we have the datasheet, the symbol, a footprint, and also a 3D model. So let's go ahead and add this to our library. For now, I'm going to place this in the IC category and just add a to remove suffix to my part number. That way I know, hey, this is just temporarily going into my library, and I'll be removing it in the future. Now, if I go into my workspace, let me just pull it up here on my second screen. Here's my workspace. If I go into my libraries and jump into footprints, we should be able to find the library for this component. Now, if you're not exactly sure which DRA file to look for, let's navigate into our library here. And we can either look here in the properties and through these footprints, or simply right-click, edit. And here under the models, we see that the footprint is called BGA 416. And if we wanted to use the symbol, it's SPC 577. So let's go ahead and look for that footprint. So BGA 416. All right, so when we're looking in our footprints folder, there's a downloads subfolder. And here we can see is the BGA 416 DRA file. So what I'm going to do is right-click, copy as path, jump into Presto and do a file open, and open up that DRA model. Now this is a pretty complex part. It has, I believe, 416 pins. And first things first that stands out to me is that these pin numbers are quite in the way. So what we can actually do is use our selection filter to, for example, find all the text. Where's text? And let's go ahead and make it smaller. So we can put it to text block 1. Another thing that we probably want to do is also change the origin of the part if we need to, which it looks like we actually don't need to because the origin is in the center as expected. We can also then, for example, take this silkscreen top reference designator, maybe move that up to the top right of this component. I'm not sure why that was looking like that. And let's go ahead and change this text block to 3. And let's just double check to see if we have all the layers that we need. So for example, I would expect a DFA bound top, which we don't see, a place bound top, which is there, and an assembly top, which is also there. So let's go ahead and add this DFA bound top. Let's go ahead and draw it from scratch. So we're going to create a rectangle, and it's going to be on the components, place bound top. Sorry, it's going to be on the DFA bound top. We can just go ahead and trace this already existing rectangle that we have here, and we're good to go. Now let's just double check to make sure that there is a 3D model in this component, which looks like there isn't. It is pointing to a step model. Let's just double check, make sure that's getting added. Okay, so it looks like there is some issue here. Let's remove that 3D model and try to add it back. I'm going to open up my library here, and we are looking for the step model, which just got downloaded. And it's probably this one right here, SPC 5775 step. So I'm going to right click, copy as path, and then go ahead and paste that in there. And there's our 3D model. So the 3D model, which came with our download, looks like it just wasn't correctly being resolved automatically. So we went ahead and removed it and then just placed it again into this component. And then all we need to do really is just save this component. So File, Save As. Now, you can either keep this in downloads because it's a downloaded component, or once you go through the trouble of having the component downloaded, making the necessary changes to it, you can go ahead and actually save it in your regular footprints library, which I'm going to do right now. The only additional thing that you need to do then is just make sure that these pad stacks are also in your library. So here, this pad stack is called C50. Let's go ahead and make sure that that gets also copied into our library. So there's that C50 pad, Control C and Control V into our library. That way, if for whatever reason we ever purge this downloads folder, we can then, not have to worry about re-downloading the component, or trying to find where our pad stacks are. All right, so there we go. So we have now officially downloaded a component from the third-party library. We have made some simple modifications to the footprint and have made it compatible with our own internal library. Feel free to use this as much as you guys can. Again, the third-party libraries in OrCAD X are very powerful, very easy to navigate, and really a great resource for getting components quickly into your design. So that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, as usual, please leave a comment below. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know as well. And of course, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.